Thankfully, stormy conditions are beginning to subside in western Alaska. Now, this is a view from an FAA weather camera earlier this morning. You can just see all of the rain and moisture just lingering overhead. But the good news is that right now those winds are really starting to subside. So they peaked around 60 today, and now they're down to about 24 miles per hour. So that is the good news, and that's what you can expect moving forward. Now, this is just a picture from Bethel from JoJo Prince, and I just wanted to show you this to show just a sample of some of the impacts that we've been seeing in western Alaska. We've had so many pictures and videos come in, so it's just important to really see what's happening on the other side of western Alaska. So just looking ahead with former typhoon, this is the track that we're on right now. It's already starting to shift up north near Utqiagvik, and that's going to be moving through by tonight. So already it's starting to push out, but those winds are going to continue, especially moving through the Brooks Range. You can already see that just highlighted here. We're going to see peak wind gusts between 40 and 60 miles per hour in some areas. But then as that storm really finally starts to push out, it's going to clear up and taper off quite a bit moving into Monday. So again, the good news is that we're starting to really feel the effects starting to subside. And I just wanted to show you another image from satellite from our mid-level water vapor. So right here, the purple is more of the dry air. And I just wanted to show you this band of moisture spanning all across the state, highlighted in green right here. You can see that it's affected pretty much most of the state, but it did hit directly through the Seward Peninsula. And that's why we've been seeing such heavy effects being felt in western Alaska. So it's very important to know why this happens and just seeing the uniformity of this storm and seeing why it was so powerful. Now, as we move forward, I want to show you we're still under many warnings right now, still have a winter storm warning moving through, a normal storm warning, as well as those high wind advisories and flood advisories as well. So moving through, you can already see these are going to be expiring by tonight, and some of those other advisories and watches are going to start to expire by tomorrow morning. Now, just looking at our satellite and radar right now, we can see that the eye of the storm is moving north of Kotzebue, so it's already starting to move through, but it has lost a lot of its power that it had earlier on, especially from yesterday and overnight. So that's the good news. And you really need to focus on the good news, because I know that these impacts have been devastating, but help is going to be on the way, and we're going to start to feel some alleviation from this storm. Now, this coastal flooding is still going to be a really big impact for you in western Alaska for tonight. These peak water heights are going to actually be between 1 to 3 feet less than what we saw yesterday. So that is part of the good news. And even looking at areas like Hooper Bay, Unalakleet, and Kotzebue as well, these are about 1 to 3 feet less than what we were seeing yesterday. But these water heights are still going to be very strong and still very high above what our normal high tide is expected to be. So that's just something to hold on to. But looking ahead, we're going to see that drier air beginning to move into western Alaska for much more benign weather moving into tomorrow. We're going to see those winds finally tapering off overnight. You're going to see some drier conditions and also some clearer skies beginning tomorrow morning. So that's more of the good news that you can focus on, but you can see that more moisture is going to start to move through the southern portion of Alaska and move into southeast, but other areas of western Alaska are really going to finally start to just catch a break from this storm and all of those heavy impacts. But these wind gusts from just today have been very strong, near 80 mile per hour winds in Kipnuk. So that's one of the areas that has been really impacted by this storm. But just looking ahead, we're going to see these winds finally starting to taper off. You're going to notice going from 40 miles an hour down to 23 miles an hour just overnight, and even areas like Hooper Bay, which saw peak wind gusts near 100, all the way down to 10 miles per hour. So again, that is part of the good news, and that is something to focus on, that this storm is finally starting to die off by tonight, and you're going to see much more calm and benign conditions moving into tomorrow.